all that's come out, and it's part of the policy of killing Africans deader than a hammer. And it's so incredible that as long as it's the liberals doing it, it's cute and funny. Here's Henry Kissinger right after Obama was elected saying he's going to bring in the New World Order. Here it is.
What do you think the most important thing is for Barack Obama? Obviously, you're here to talk about the anniversary for U.S.-China diplomatic relations, but if you had to say this is going to be the country or the conflict or the place that will define the Obama administration, what would it be?
The president-elect is coming into office at a moment when there are upheavals in many parts of the world simultaneously. You have India, Pakistan, you have the jihadist movement. So he can't really say there is one problem that is the most important one. But he can give a new impetus to American foreign policy, partly because the reception of him is so extraordinary around the world. I think his task will be to develop an overall strategy for America in this period when really a new world order can be created. It's a great opportunity. It isn't such a crisis.
Okay, again, that is on the stock market floor, so that's not the best version of it. We actually have a clip of it in Fall the Republic, breaking all that down with Henry Kissinger. But there it is. And it's just so incredible that people say, oh, you don't like Obama because you're a racist. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Cynthia McKinney, what do you say to people that throw that around when people point out that Obama is just the other side of the same globalist coin?
Well, unfortunately, we still have a lot of people who buy into this Kissingerian myth about the goodwill. And I subscribe to the view of Glenn Ford of Black Agenda Report, who says that President Obama is the more effective evil, not the lesser of two evils or the lesser evil, but he's the more effective evil. And why is that? Because he is allowed to do the things that Bill Clinton, even or especially George W. Bush, would not be allowed to do. He's allowed to do the things that Romney couldn't even think about doing. And so now, for example, the tabling of the idea of $400 billion cuts in the social safety net. This is outrageous when there's no talk at all about trimming the Pentagon and cutting out all of these wars. Literally, as we speak, right now, the United States is bombing Somalia. There's no need for all of this. Afrikaan
is invading everything, as we said in the Obama deception now 4 years ago. All of this is coming out. And what about Libya, where they put al-Qaeda in? They actually engage in ethnic cleansing of real Africans, people that belong there. And then now they're using the same al-Qaeda against Syria. It's incredible.
Yes, that's exactly what is happening. And I think the government of Syria announced that they had the bodies of over 150 foreign fighters. And we know that people from Libya have, with their weapons, gone into Syria. It's just a tragedy all around. This is a man-made tragedy. It's a human made tragedy. And it is something that if we exercise our political rights and stretch our political muscle, we can stop it. But I just am so, at this point, not confused, but just disappointed in the lack of outrage at the things that are happening and that our president and the Congress can get away with.
Well, it's like the bottom dropped out. The government openly arms al-Qaeda to take over 2 countries. They use al-Qaeda to attack inside Iran, staging terror attacks while saying give our rights up because of al-Qaeda. The government runs giant white slavery rings. People always email me saying, white people? No, it means sex slavery, folks. I mean, which you've been a champion against. I want to get into that. It's so crazy. And then I had a young woman cutting my hair this weekend, and she was sitting there saying, yeah, I want to join the UN to fight sex trafficking, and it's the UN running it. I mean, it's just the level of ignorance, like the bottom's falling out. Former Congresswoman Cynthia Mckinney's our guest. We've got her for the rest of the hour. Stay with us. We have witnessed 2 terrible storms in the east, but we are still in the eye of the perfect storm. The most devastating economic conditions since the Great Depression, America's worst drought in agricultural history, and now the economic results of the presidential election. This perfect storm is a huge threat to everyone's food supply. I just doubled down and got even more supplies from eFoods Direct, and I recommend you do the same. It's time to get your own supply from eFoods Direct. I know I won't be standing in a bread line trading my freedom for food. I'm taking control of my future, and you're nuts if you don't do the same. Go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex to find the specials. And you can start with a holiday gift pack that's normally $80, now under $50. Remember, I can warn you, but I can't feed you. Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Would you rather prepare 6 months too early or 1 day too late? 409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Weakened by GMOs, stressed out about money, and blasted by the electric environment. Hi, I'm Pastor Jenny, and that was the state I was in back in 2010. Then I learned about RNA drops. I learned that 97% of my DNA that scientists have called junk is actually packed with millions of gene switches that play a critical role in controlling how my cells, organs, and other tissues behave. I learned I don't have to put up with disease, decay, or decline like I'd been conditioned to believe. I began taking RNA drops, a 100% natural formula designed to turn on those switches and provide me with amazing health and joy. Learn more about RNA drops and order a free sample today. Visit rnafreesample.com. That's rnafreesample.com or call toll-free 888-577-3703. Pay only shipping and handling for a free 30-day supply of RNA drops. Get the information you need and the health you want at rnafreesample.com.
Iodine protection packs from hempusa.org are now in stock for immediate delivery worldwide. Our iodine protection packs include microplant powder, green life kelp, red palm oil, and our clear roll-on iodine that will feed the body the iodine it needs. All iodine protection packs are in stock. Save you money and ship for free in all 50 states. Visit hempusa.org or call 908-691-2608 today.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit, then carting to a private bank, having it led back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a silver dollar in a book explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
I don't mean to be nosy, but do you have the 37 food items you can't get in the coming disaster and may not survive without? As you already know, something big is about to hit the U.S., and you have got to be prepared. Did you know that your local grocery store only keeps a 3-day supply of food on hand? So if there's any interruption in our fragile food supply chain or even a hint of a crisis, then the 3-day supply at your local grocery store will be gobbled up by the mob in minutes, and you and your family could be in serious trouble. That's why my friend just created a free video at 37items.com that reveals the 37 critical items you should hoard now before it's too late. Go watch the important video at 37items.com to discover the 37 things you can't buy after a disaster and may not survive without. I'm not sure how long the video will be online, so go to 37items.com before it's gone forever. Again, that's 37items.com.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, just as I began to think here, what having Cynthia Mckinney on and why I'm saying she's such a champion, if you type in McKinney Grills Rumsfeld, you'll find a clip we grabbed off C-SPAN. I don't know, was it back in 2007 or so? And then YouTube kept pulling it down, but people made copies of it. And it's McKinney Grills Rumsfeld. And in 9 minutes, she brings up the child kidnapping rings and stuff. And Rumsfeld says, well, DynCorp is just allowed to do that. I mean, that's what's incredible about this. I'm going to play that later. But while she was talking, it was Democratic operatives that basically helped push her out of the Congress. I mean, they have gone after her like nothing I've ever seen. And Hank Johnson's the guy that says islands capsize. That's the guy they put in. A new article at prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com, and it's got the clips of him talking. Democratic rep wants to amend Constitution to deny free speech, Kurt Nimmo. So literally, I wasn't going to bring up this guy who they used to get her out of Congress that says islands capsize. They're floating, you understand, according to him. That's who the globalists found to get rid of this incredibly smart lady, smart as they come. They put this guy in who now is calling to restrict free speech. I mean, he literally is like a cartoon character. Cynthia, I think it's time for you to run for Congress again.
Well, you know, I get that, and I this last little thing that you make me speechless all the time, and no one is ever able to do that. But yes, I'm working on my PhD right now, and when I finish, I think I might just do that because, and actually, I'll be finished very soon. So just in time for 2014. Conveniently enough.
Tell us about this guy that the neocons got behind to run against you because you kept exposing him.
Well, the only thing I can say is that it's really pathetic. You know, the people of the 4th District have not been served at all since I left. And we've got these outrageous statements that have been made. But when I say not served at all, I mean, people don't even see him. And maybe that's a good thing, because then they are not reminded of the complete, person that they have there who really is not the brightest pole on the block. But what he was bright enough to do was to say yes when the Democrats approached him. Apparently, it was Rahm Emanuel who did so. And gave him the deal. And then he came to me and said, well, you know, it's just business. It's nothing personal.
Yeah, well, let's play the guy that thinks islands are floating. And he said this wasn't a joke. Here is the gentleman now saying, get rid of our free speech. Here it is.
Yeah, this is
oh, no.
Hey, guys, that's not a serious clip. Hit pause. Hit pause. We're going to have to get the long one, find the spot where he says the island's floating, or the computer's messing up. We've got that clip's been saved many times, so we want to get a proper clip during the break, and we'll play it. Everybody knows about him saying that, you know, islands could capsize. We put too many military bases on it, and I think the computer was having a problem there. But, Cynthia, I mean, it's just incredible the lengths they go to go after you.
Well, it was both the Democrats and the Republicans, and it was also the pro-Israel lobby, which, of course, no one wants to talk about. But when we have Operation Pillar of Cloud being supported by 535 members of Congress, as we just saw the most recent Israeli bombardment of Gaza, and I was prepared to go back to Gaza as well, but they had the ceasefire, and so then, of course, there was no need to go in underneath the bombing. But I was told by people in Gaza that it was a 24-hour, around-the-clock bombardment. And there really wasn't very much left to bomb except the people from Operation Cast Lead. So now what is this all leading up to? And I would have to say, with the news reports now being that President Obama is determined to support more money, to donate more money to Israel for their dome missile defense system. And there's also some building 911 that is a mysterious construction that's also being reported in Israel. Now, I have Israelis who are telling me that Israel is actually building a series of bunkers And maybe that's what this is. I have no idea.
Stay there, and we do have the full clip of him on Guam floating. We'll get it more into Obama, more into your trips to the Middle East, straight ahead with Cynthia Mckinney.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Sodium fluoride in the body. We're